What's going on, YouTube? Hey, anybody out there dealing with the same thing I'm dealing with? Let's talk about it. So, right here, right now, if you guys seen part 1 or part 2 of the other video, we'll call this part 3. But basically, I'm talking about living with psoriasis at the moment. Doing what I can to cure it up and to heal it. But yes, I did go to the doctor and they said it was what I assumed it was, which is guttate psoriasis. A rare form of psoriasis. Most people get the plaque psoriasis. This is guttate psoriasis. Guttate psoriasis stems from, they actually don't know where it comes from. They just assume that because of the rare amount of cases, it comes from people having strep throat or some kind of upper respiratory infection. Attacks the immune system. The immune system, in return, tries to fight it off. And if you have any underlying autoimmune issues, it just attacks. So your body reacts in this way. It's normal. It's not nothing crazy. But it does look crazy and it does affect your life. So this is what we're going to talk about. It's been about 2.5 months. And if you Google guttate psoriasis, it will tell you, it takes about 3 to 6 months. It could be up to a year. Some people, it never goes away. I mean, that's a very rare case. Most people, it clears up within 3 months. There's really nothing you can do for it. Yes, you can go to a doctor and get medication for it. I got a steroid cream. I will let you guys know down in the description of what that is. So maybe if you're going through this, you can recommend your doctor give you some, because it has helped. I've only been taking it for, rubbing it on for about let's say a week now, and it's tremendously helped. So before that, I was just being hard-headed and was just going to wait it out because it wasn't affecting my life besides the itching and the scaling. And I was just dealing with it because, being a hardhead, that's what we do. I'm just like, I'll wait and see. I'll wait and see. As long as I'm not getting sick or I'm not, it's not affecting my day-to-day life, besides the itching, which is going to happen. I was just being hard-headed. But looking back on it, honestly, I probably should have went sooner instead of being a knucklehead. So, because they got me the cream. What the videos that I seen before, a lot of people were saying they went to the doctor gave them cream and medicine. The medicine didn't work. They sent them to a dermatologist. The dermatologist sent them to a specialist. The specialist did a biopsy and all this different thing just to tell them that, yes, it's guttate psoriasis and there's nothing we can really do for it. Only thing you can do is obviously use our brains and Google, just like anybody else. Everybody's got GPT. Everybody's got Google. Everybody's got Siri. Just type in your phone, how to mitigate psoriasis. That's what I did, and it's been seeming to work. As of right now, the things that I'm doing is I'm on a carnivore diet. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. There's, doctors aren't going to recommend it because obviously doctors, they read from their literature that they're taught in med school, and there's not a lot of research up to date, as of right now on the carnivore diet. But I've heard many of people that I think are, straight up people. Yes, my watch just fell off. I was working out earlier, so I guess the little band on my Fitbit broke. So we'll set that to the side. It's all good. I'm not going to edit nothing out because I just want to be as honest and real with y'all as possible. So that happened. So, anywho, carnivore diet is what I'm on. You don't have to necessarily do it, but I mean, that's what I've heard of a lot of people that I follow that talk about it. And I've heard other people, when I've done my own research on psoriasis, lead to. They said, doctors won't admit it, but a lot of people that have done the carnivore diet, it has cleared them up from their psoriasis that they've been living with, all their autoimmune issues to that fact that they've been living with their entire life, 10 years, decades and decades of living with psoriasis and, going to dermatologists, and I know they're doing the best they can, but, they'll just give you some ointment or cream or oil. And then pretty much what I was told when I went to the dermatologist, there's nothing they could do. So, with that being said, just do your research. Another thing that I'm doing is, not with the carnivore diet, it eliminates a lot of processed foods, a lot of processed sugars, um, what they call nightshades. Didn't know anything about nightshades until recent, but basically it's potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, things of that nature. And me, I'm a big hot sauce fan. I just love hot sauce. I love hot things. I love peppers. I eat banana peppers pretty much with every meal. But now I can't. So it's something a struggle I've been having to deal with. But hey, you gotta have discipline up here if you want to get better. That's with anything in life, with your health and wellness. You want to get better with anything, it's up here first. You gotta have the want and the will to. And I want to get rid of this because, like I said, it's been a pain in the butt. It's like a sunburn. It itches, when you get a sunburn, it starts to flake. That's basically what it is. It just itches and, keep you up at night and you're tossing and turning. Me, I've been working out for about 5 years strong. And, all through COVID, I never got sick. I rarely get sick. And I take a lot of vitamins and I just try to stay active, and it's worked out well with my immune system. But for whatever reason, this past winter, 3 months ago, I got sick, then I got better, then I got sick again, then I got better, then I got sick again. It was like back to back to back. I was like, I don't know what was going around. There's a bunch of stuff going around, norovirus, things of that nature. But the last thing I remember about being sick was, I had a cough that wouldn't go away. I was hacking. And I'm like, man, what's up with this? And then, but then I got better, right? So then I ended up, everything was normal. Like I said, before this happened, I didn't have any skin issues. I haven't even had acne since high school. I did have a little bit of dry skin in my ears. So I don't know if I had an underlying autoimmune issue that I didn't know about, but for the most part of the time I go to the doctor, they say you're good to go. So fast forward, like I said, everything was fine. And then one day I just woke up. I went to the gym. I had a hoodie on. I took the hoodie off. I'm working out and I looked down and my arm was just boom, 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 boom. All red spots, just like this. All over. My whole arms, back, everything. I was like, whoa. I only seen it on my arms at first because, that's the first thing you look at. I'm like, I gotta go. I threw my hoodie on, I left. And then I ended up crawling in a hole, because I didn't want nobody to see it. I was embarrassed. Obviously, if you're at the gym, right, and you see somebody with their shirt off and, they got all these red spots and stuff and they're on the machine and they're sweating, your first thing is, ew, what is that, right? Well, it's not contagious, but certain people would probably think that it is because, if they're unlearned or they haven't done their research on it, like I said, this is a rare thing. So a lot of people don't even know what it is or never heard of it. They're like, well, that ain't psoriasis, they're wrong. So, and I had to prove multiple people, even in my family, that, you're wrong. So, like I said, fast forward, it's been 2 months and I stopped going to the gym, and I really let myself down on that one because I'm a big proponent of the pushing forward and not, letting things get you down. But for whatever reason, I let myself get behind, a couple of months. So I figured, well, first of all, when I did my research, it said, don't work out or don't exercise because it's going to make it flare up worse whenever you're hot and sweaty and, your blood's flowing. It's just going to make it fester up even worse. So I was like, man, I got to just mitigate this as much as possible and, not exercise. And it sucked. I did little things here and there. I have a physically active job, so I still got a little, my steps in. And I get on the bike every once in a while on a cool day, hit the bike trail, things of that nature. But as far as actually going there and getting money, like we say, yeah, I couldn't. So, but like I said, now that I've got this cream that they prescribed me, things have gotten a lot better. And I'll go ahead and give you guys a up close look. And if I can find a photo of what it looked like before, I'll ping it here. I'm still working on my editing skills. I'm new to YouTube, but I figured I'd get on here and, help somebody else that may be going through it somewhere in the world. So, hey, you're not alone. I'm going through it and I'm here to talk about it with you. So, as you can see, if I get a little closer, still red, it's still blotchy, it's still scaly a little bit, but this is nothing compared to what it was. They're all flat now. My color's going back to normal skin color. They were bright red and they were raised. They were like bumps. Now it's just like typical psoriasis, which is just, dry skin. And see right here. Can I see there? Yeah, it was everywhere. When you first see this stuff, man, when it pops up, you freak out. You're like, what the heck is going on here? Just like I did. But like I said, I knew it was something I thought it was an allergic reaction at first to a medication that I had took for I had a toothache. So I went to the dentist. They said, okay, boom, boom, you need a root canal and a crown. Okay, cool. But when they did their x-ray, they said I had a small abscess. So they gave me this antibiotic that I never took before. And it was actually for respiratory infection, believe it or not. But that for whatever reason, they gave it to me for my tooth. So I ended up taking that antibiotic. And then shortly after is when all this happened. So then in my head, I was just like, well, it had to have been an allergic reaction to the antibiotic. Even though I've never been allergic to any antibiotic. But that's what I thought. I said, oh, well, that's what it is. And then, usually if you have an allergic reaction to something, it takes, a week or two for it to clear up or whatever. But after a week or two, it didn't clear up. And I was like, what the heck? Doing my research every day, going down the wormhole, boom, 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 boom. Google things, they're going to tell you crazy stuff. So, but you just keep going, keep hammering. YouTube, shout out to YouTube for all the information that they allow us to put on here, positive information, uplift each other. That's all I'm about. And so that's why I'm on here. It's I'm being very vulnerable by getting on here because it is embarrassing. But that's why I haven't been going to the gym, because I don't want people there at my local gym to sit there and judge me, which they probably would or they probably wouldn't. But I know if I seen somebody with a bunch of red bumps and they're sweating and they're on a machine, even if they wiped it off, in my head I'd be like, ugh, what the hell? Because let's be honest, like, it looks disgusting. So I took my shirt off last time. I don't know if y'all want me to take my shirt. I'll give you a little preview. Come a little closer. So they're still there, but they're, like I said, they're not as bad at all. It's still on my back. Hopefully y'all can see that. But so it's pretty rough dealing with it. Still on my legs. Spotty on my legs, not as bad. But that's the good news. Hey, we got the bad news. We got the good news. Good news is it looks like it's clearing up. Another tip that I've read and researched on and been applying to my life is getting red light therapy in. If you got the money and you're have a gym local that has one, there you go. It's an option. But the same thing you can get from that is just going outside in the first 45 minutes of the day and getting that natural sunlight. Because after like the first 45 minutes, that's when the harsher UV rays start coming through. And, but the first 45 minutes of the day or the last 45 minutes, that's that good red light therapy, natural, that you can get, that people spend lots of money to get. So, just go outside, get that fresh air in your body, get that, time to connect with the earth, put your feet on the ground, as they say, barefoot, just go outside in the grass and just take deep breaths in and get that negative energy out, get that positive energy in. I've been posting videos showing I'm not going to let this get me down anymore. I'm outside working out with my, with the same clothes I got on now. Outside working out for 2 hours, hanging out with my family. I'm not letting it get me down no more. So I want to let y'all know. So hopefully y'all see this right when you first get it. So that way you already got this uplifting motivation in you to not just curl in a ball and hide for months. I got tired of that. I ain't like that. I'm not built like that. I don't know why I did that. It was an excuse to kind of take a chill pill from working out, because that's how it started, right? Because I was working out all the time. I was always sore, working out. And And I was like, well, let me take a chill pill and catch up on some things, some projects around the house, some quality family time, stuff that I may or may not have been, falling a little short on. So with that being said, I'm back. We're gonna get it. I'm gonna keep showing the progress of this, see how long it takes. Like I said, right now, we're at 2 months, and I'm probably about 2 weeks into, so 2.5 months. It's starting to go away. Can't really see here because I got some tattoos that I regret getting when I was young, but we all do things. So get real close on there for you. And yeah, it sucks. Hopefully it goes away soon. Like I said in my video I was working out earlier, kind of cracked the joke because you gotta lean into it. You trying to fight it or hide it, it's not the way to go. You gotta lean into things. When hard things come your way, just lean into them. Make the best out of the situation. Lead with positivity. Crack a joke about yourself to somebody else. Like, yeah, I got it, whatever, blah, 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 ha, ha, ha. Crack a joke. I was like, well, hopefully it goes away. Because there are that very, very rare type of people that it doesn't ever go away. Which would suck because it's ugly. But I already got tattoos, so hey, it looks like another tattoo. Not really, but hey, mind control, or mind reverse psychology, or whatever you want to call it. So hey, this been a wrap. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. It's time for bed. Like I said, I had a long, hard day. I still got my workout in. Still eating healthy, and hopefully this thing clears up and I'll never have to deal with psoriasis again. If you like this video or got anything from it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hey, anything will help. I'm just a hard-working dad out here trying to help motivate other people and inspire other people to live a healthier life. So that's all we're doing, pushing that positivity. And again, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope this helped somebody. Comment down below if it did. Thank you, because that'll make my day more than anything. All right. Peace.